Hi there, welcome to Raven's Reads. I'm Raven.
My name is Charles.
And today we have another episode of the Daily Stoic with Ryan Holiday.
Yeah.
So let's get started.
Sure.
Fear is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Many are harmed by fear itself, and many may have come to their fate while dreading fate. Seneca, Oedipus 992. Only the paranoid survive. Andy Grove, a former CEO of Intel, famously said, "It might be true, but we also know that the paranoid often destroy themselves quicker and more spectacularly than any enemy." Seneca, with his access and insight into the most powerful elite in Rome, would have seen this dynamic play out quite vividly. Nero, the student whose excesses Seneca tried to curb, killed not only his mother and wife, but eventually turned on Seneca, his mentor too. The combination of power, fear, and mania can be deadly. The leader, convinced that he might be betrayed, acts first and betrays others first. Afraid that he's not well liked, he works so hard to get others to like him that it has the opposite effect. Convinced of mismanagement, he micromanages and becomes the source of the mismanagement. And on and on and on. The things we fear or dread, we blindly inflict on ourselves.
Wow.
The next time you are afraid of some supposedly disastrous outcome, remember that if you don't control your impulses, if you lose your self-control, you may be the very source of the disaster you so fear.
Wow.
It has happened to smarter and more powerful and more successful people. It can happen to us too.
That's true. That's true. This is a very, very powerful reading. And I think the quote by Seneca is from his book, Oedipus.
Oedipus, yeah.
And if you grew up in Ghana, or if you attended secondary school in Ghana, you might have come across this popular book that we read. That is The Gods Are Not to Blame. And The Gods Are Not to Blame basically is about Odewale, who the folklore tells his destiny that he was going to kill his father and marry his mother. So Odewale embarks now on a mission to change this fate by himself. So he decides to depart from the land that he had actually been destined on, or he's basically located, to go to a different town. And in the course of the journey, he encounters this farmer that he gets into an altercation with. He ends up fighting the farmer and kills the farmer, who happens to be his dad. Now he finally arrives to this new town that he's trying to relocate to. And I think at some point he did something very interesting, which impresses the town folks, and they decide to make him their king. Now the town already had a queen mother. So now as a king, he gets married to the queen mother, who also happens to be his mother. Then they make babies, and eventually he gets to realize that, he's killed his father and he's married his mom.
Which is what he was trying to avoid.
Which is what he was definitely trying to avoid, right? So now he, feels frustrated and he plucks his eyes out. And I think he kills himself eventually. I can't really recall, the exact story, but I remember these pieces. That's what I'm trying to knit together. And to me, what this reading tells me about is the fact that we shouldn't be fighting our fate. Because sometimes, as it ironically puts it, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you try to fight the fate, the more you end up being the same person that is being used to fulfill that fate. So if you allow your fate to just, be what it is, if you accept it for what it is, and you go along with it, your life would always be peaceful.
Yeah, that's so true. It also makes me think of the Disney show, That's So Raven. And of course, that's my name, but it's not me. But Raven Baxter, the character, used to receive visions. She can see the future. And it would usually be a clip, just a little glimpse, maybe 3 to 5 seconds. And it would be something that she wouldn't want to happen. So now she spends the whole episode conspiring with her friends, taking matters into her own hand to prevent that thing from happening. And then it exactly happens as she saw. So she's the one making it happen by trying to avoid and prevent it from happening.
Exactly.
Right? So that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Also, if you've read Harry Potter series,
You'll
know that the whole situation of Lord Voldemort like wanting to kill Harry is all because he heard a prophecy. When Harry was born, just a baby, the prophecy said that a baby born in the end of July would be his equal, the one that could defeat him.
Yeah.
So what did he do? He set out looking for babies born at the end of July and tried to kill them before they could grow up and eventually kill him.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? Harry was born just a regular baby to a muggle-born mother and a wizarding father. He didn't have any special abilities. He wasn't stronger. He was never going to grow up stronger to be more powerful than Lord Voldemort. But when Voldemort attempted to kill Harry and Harry survived, a part of Voldemort's strength and power latched onto Harry. Now Harry is connected to Voldemort. He's got Voldemort's powers. So now, as Harry gets older, he's able to defeat Voldemort in the end. So it's like, if he never set out trying to prevent a baby born in July from being his equal, the baby born in July, Harry, would have never become his equal. So that makes me think now, Charles, what advice would you give someone who hears a prophecy that they don't like and they want to avoid it?
I think my answer to that would be that we should always live and commit to our Dharma. And what is our Dharma? Basically, your Dharma is the purpose that you are meant to fulfill in this life. And it's more or less like your mission as an individual. Is that one thing that only you were created to fulfill or to do on this earth? And I think once you identify that as a person, no amount of prophecy should be able to, cause you to waver or to cause you to, fret or, pursue some sort of vain whatever. Because once you know your Dharma and you are committed to it, you know that, hey, this is what I'm for. This is my mission. And it doesn't matter what anybody outside will tell you differently. You know what it is that you are supposed to be doing. So if, for instance, your Dharma is to be a teacher and somebody comes to you one day and tells you that, hey, I've had a prophecy. You're supposed to be a banker. Okay, you know your Dharma is a teacher. Even if eventually you're going to end up in banking, you could be ending up in banking as a teaching, as someone teaching banking, and not necessarily, as someone working in a bank as a teller or whatever. And that all comes from knowing your Dharma and committing to that Dharma. And at the end of the day, one thing that I learned last year is to embrace your faith. Embrace your faith. Don't fight your faith. Because the more you fight it, the more you tend to fulfill whatever negative thing that you don't want to happen to you. If you embrace it, what I've learned is situations are objective. It is our interpretations about them that either makes them positive or negative.
That's true.
But if you look at situations as being objective, if something happens, you don't know whether it is bad, just accept it for what it is. If people say it is bad, well, it is what it is.
So I think it's about being true to and authentic to yourself, staying the course and not being sidetracked by different things that could influence us. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Wow. Good. So that's our Daily Stoic for today, for this week. If you haven't purchased the book, we really encourage you to get it. It's so easy to read. Ryan does a great job also with the explanations, the breakdown that helps us further understand, because sometimes the quotes are a little bit tricky and we have to read it a couple times. But it's great. It's just one page per day. It doesn't matter that you order it now, you're going to get it. It starts in January, but you just pick it up from the date that you received the book and start reading with us. It's going to help you, first of all, build a better habit of reading every day. It's just one page per day. And also you're going to learn so much about stoicism, calm, peaceful living, and it's going to help just your everyday life, the attitudes that you take into different situations, and you're just going to continue to grow and become an even better person and a better reader.
And a better reader, that's our underlying word.
That's our goal, to just help you and encourage you to read more. And we're reading this together just a few minutes every day and just having the reflection, the conversation. So when you get your copy of the book, make sure you come back and let us know in the comments. We want to also share with you, and if you want to bounce things off us and discuss some of the readings, we'll love to do that with you. So we're going to put the link in the description. You can purchase it on Amazon or whatever local bookstore in your area. And yeah, let's get reading together. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, that will be it for today. Remember, birds fly,
readers are fly. See you next time.
Bye-bye.